The night before my wedding, I should have been asleep, dreaming of a new life. Instead, my phone lit up with a single message from her brother. "You deserve better. Ask her about Vegas." My chest tightened. I stared at the words until they burned into me. Vegas? What happened in Vegas? By morning, I knew this wouldn't be a wedding. This would be an execution. I met Claire 3 years ago in the soft glow of a bookstore cafe. She laughed at a line in the book I was reading. And from that moment, I thought I'd found the woman who could read my soul. We built everything together. Late-night talks, quiet promises, dreams of a house by the lake. She was warm when my world was cold. Trust came easily, maybe too easily. I imagined walking down the aisle with her would be the happiest moment of my life. But the truth was waiting like a landmine, and I had just stepped on it. Looking back, the cracks were there. Work trips that lasted too long. Her tilting the phone away when messages came in. Sudden coldness followed by overcompensation. Kisses that felt like apologies rather than affection. One night, I woke to an empty bed. She returned hours later, hair messy, eyes darting. I couldn't sleep, she whispered. But the scent she carried wasn't just perfume. It was someone else's cologne. I buried the thought. Love makes you blind. Or maybe it just makes you stupid. Her brother's text tore open the wound I had ignored. I called him. His voice trembled. She wasn't alone in Vegas. Bachelorette weekend. That's the story she told you. But she wasn't faithful. I pressed for details. He hesitated, then spilled everything. Photos, screenshots, her laughing in a hotel suite with a stranger draped over her. My stomach turned to stone. The woman I had trusted with forever had already given herself away. Heartbreak was sharp. Anger carved deeper. That was the moment pain became strategy. I didn't scream. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I spent the night before the wedding drafting new vows, different vows. I whispered instructions to the venue coordinator, turning a celebration into a stage. I told her brother to sit tight, to let the truth unfold naturally. I spoke with her maid of honor, who already knew. Her voice was heavy with guilt. I would have told him, but I never did. She admitted. Perfect. That guilt would become gasoline on the fire. I made sure the guests would witness everything. No one leaves without knowing who Claire really is. This wasn't just revenge. It was art. The music swelled. Claire walked down the aisle, glowing in white, veil trailing like innocence itself. My hands didn't shake. My heart didn't race. I was calm, the kind of calm before a gunshot. When the officiant asked for vows, I stepped forward. I wrote mine last night. I began voice steady. But before I share them, I need to ask my bride something. Her smile faltered. "Claire," I said, locking eyes with her, "what happened in Vegas?" The color drained from her face. Her mouth opened, but no words came. Silence thickened the air. That's when her maid of honor stood abruptly, tears brimming. "You didn't tell him," she blurted, voice cracking. Gasps rippled through the guests. I turned to Claire. "Didn't tell me what?" I asked, though I already knew. Her knees wavered. "It was a mistake," she whispered, desperation leaking through. I smiled cold, sharp. A mistake doesn't last 3 nights in a hotel suite. The screen behind us flickered to life. I had arranged everything. Photos, texts, proof scrolling like a movie reel of betrayal. The guests gasped, whispers cutting like knives. Claire collapsed, sobbing, mascara streaking her face. I leaned close enough for only her to hear. "You broke us long before today. I'm just giving the truth its spotlight." I turned to the officiant. "There won't be a wedding, but there will be closure." I faced the crowd, voice strong. Marriage is built on trust. When that trust is shattered, love dies. And when love dies, there's only truth left. I left her there, crumbling under the weight of her own choices. As the guests stared, judgment heavy and unrelenting. Walking out of that hall, I felt no sorrow, no regret, just freedom. Her brother's text had saved me. My revenge had exposed her. And as the doors closed behind me, I realized sometimes the greatest vow you can make is to yourself. Never settle for betrayal.